The Chancellor went into this meeting with President Xi with a couple of key points he wanted to raise, particularly when it comes to China's export of what are called dual-use technologies to Russia that could be used in the conflict in Ukraine. Particularly, this is drones. We're talking about drones that could be sold for one reason but end up with a use on the battlefield. Germany also wanting to push China when it comes to North Korean troops and the role that potentially they could play in the conflict in Ukraine. Olaf Scholz calling on President Xi to exert some of his influence there. Now, one of the reasons that Scholz can potentially play this role in trying to get de-escalation is this is probably the last time he's going to be at a G20, probably the last time he'll meet with President Xi in these jobs that they have anyway. He's facing a vote of no confidence just behind me in the Bundestag mid-next month. When he loses that, if he loses that, really it's when he loses that, there's going to be elections at the end of February that he looks increasingly unlikely to certainly take a role of Chancellor after those. What we did hear from him as well saying was that there would be he wanted a level playing field when it came to economic cooperation. Now, Germany, as part of the EU, and China are currently at an impasse when it comes to Chinese electric vehicles coming into the European Union. The EU wants to put quite swingeing tariffs upon them. They're still looking for a solution that will involve not having the type of tariffs that are being put forward, but those talks are still ongoing. From the Chinese side, what we've heard in the printout, that's the readout that's come from this, is we heard President Xi saying that the current times that we have are unseen in a century, and that they are accelerating global conflicts, and that the world stands at a crossroads. Talking about the relationship between China and Germany, he said there was a lot that had been positive. There was certainly a lot that was positive now and going forward, particularly what they'd achieved when it comes to green technology, when it comes to cross-border data flow, when it comes to sustainable transportation, that's your electric vehicles right there, and agricultural cooperation as well. Perhaps with a hint towards Olaf Scholz going in there asking China to exert influence. President Xi also saying that China and Germany were the second and third largest economies in the world, that they were both major powers, and that they both had significant influence globally. As I said, probably the last time these two will meet in their current roles, as Chancellor Scholz facing a tricky election next year.